Senator from Connecticut, Marine Corps Senator from Connecticut, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm honored and proud to be here today with the presiding officer in the chair, a veteran, albeit of the Navy, not the Marine Corps, but accompanied by a fellow Marine, Senator Sullivan, to whom I will yield shortly. Especially honored to pay tribute to one of the nation's most storied and steadfast institutions in the history, the entire history of our nation, the United States Marine Corps, which marks its 250th anniversary on Monday. As legend and history have it, 250 years ago in the back room of Tun Tavern in Philadelphia, a new fighting force was born, a force of grit, determination, and unshakable loyalty. Since that day in 1775, Marines have answered every call without any exception with courage and conviction, not because it was easy, but because it was right. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis, always faithful, is more than just a phrase. It is a lifelong commitment, and as we know, there are no former Marines, there are no ex-Marines. It is a lifelong commitment and identity. Semper Fidelis speaks to the bond between Marines, to the cause they serve, and to the nation that they protect. That bond by no means ends with active duty. It continues in communities across America where Marines continue to serve, living out the values of America as teachers, first responders, public servants, and leaders. The Marine Corps has fought in every American conflict, from the Revolutionary War to the War on Terror on the beaches of Iwo Jima, to the frozen mountains of Korea, in the jungles of Vietnam, and in the sands of Fallujah. Marines have stood their ground. They have led from the front, often at great personal cost, with no expectation of glory. Telling the story of America is impossible without telling the story of the United States Marine Corps. Their sacrifices have safeguarded our freedom. Their discipline has inspired generations. Their traditions of toughness, honor, duty have stood the test of time. Historic battles exemplified the Marine Corps' unyielding commitment to courage, sacrifice, and duty, and they define the very character of our military. Derna, Chapultepec, First Bull Run, Belleau Wood, Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Peleliu, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, the Chosin Reservoir, Khe Sanh, Hue, Hue, the liberation of Kuwait, Fallujah, and Helmand Province. Marines have not only fought our wars, they have also responded to humanitarian crises, assisted in natural disasters, and stood sentry in times of peace. They are not just war fighters, they are ambassadors of American resolve and resilience. This milestone, 250 years, is an opportunity to reflect, to honor, and to recommit. We honor the thousands of Marines who never made it home, who gave their last full measure of devotion, as the saying goes. We honor the Gold Star families who carry their memory every single day. We honor the wounded in body and some in spirit, whose lives are forever shaped by their service. We honor every Marine, past and present, who has earned the title with sweat, sacrifice, and a fierce sense of purpose. Let me acknowledge as well the families who stand behind every Marine, spouses, children, parents. They serve quietly, often without any recognition, but always with deep devotion. Their strength sustains the Corps, those families and friends and loved ones. Their sacrifices, too, must be honored. Mr. President, the 250th anniversary is not only a celebration, it's a solemn reminder we make to all who wear the eagle, lobe, and anchor that we will never forget their service, and we will always fight to give them the support, care, and respect they've earned. This milestone is a chance to educate future generations about what it means to serve and why the Marine Corps' legacy matters, not just in history books, but in the daily defense of our democracy and our ideals. The world has never been more dangerous and more in need of that service. As we look to the next 250 years of the greatest nation in the history of the world, let's ensure that our policies, our resources, our commitments match the trust we place in all of our military, including our United States Marines. We need to provide our Marines and our military men and women with the tools and the resources they need to fight and win, and the care they deserve when they return home. It's not about the rhetoric or just the celebration of birthdays. What really matters is what we do between the birthdays to keep faith with our men and women in uniform, and afterward, when they return to our great nation, we can leave no veteran behind in healthcare, as well as education, training, and everything they need to be successful when they come back. Let us rededicate ourselves to the ideals they uphold: freedom, justice, service above self. To every Marine, from the youngest recruit in Parris Island or San Diego to the oldest veteran in our communities, we say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for never wavering as a Marine. Happy birthday, United States Marine Corps. Semper Fidelis. I am happy now to yield to my colleague and friend from Alaska and fellow Marine, United States Senator Dan Sullivan.
Mr. President.
Colonel of Marines and Senator from Alaska, Semper Fi.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank my colleague,